the top of the Empire State Building.
Inside of our artist interview lounge here at Z100. I'm Crystal. This is Maxwell. Welcome to the amazing Noel Miller. You've seen him blow up on Vine.
What up?
Now Noel is going on tour. Well, you've gone on tour for a while. You have a whole podcast network. You also have like a parody rap group.
Time out for a second. You got a voice for radio, dog. Let's talk about that.
The octave is
Let's
low.
start there.
Yeah,
Wow.
Everyone, yeah.
You ever dibbled to radio trying to get in our jobs or what?
Yeah, that's why they sent me here.
Yo, the plot, dude. He unveiled the plot at the beginning.
Yeah, man. Yeah. No. I got this later in life.
Okay.
Actually, no. That's not true. I got this pretty early, to be honest. But man, I got a lot going on. Yeah.
How does it feel to be busy? Because I mean, let's go there, man. I mean, it's not an overnight success. It's been a lot of work, and you put in the time and the effort, but to really start to reap and continue to reap the rewards of all that hard work. How does it feel to be busy right now?
It's good, man. I think busy is good, definitely. In entertainment, you want to be busy. If you're not busy,
they ain't calling for you.
Yeah, they're not calling. So, I think busy is a sign of progress, and it feels great. But I think I'm always looking for the next thing to just keep the momentum going. Yeah, because you can't get too comfortable. You got to keep pushing.
Well, I remember you from back in the day, Vine. People still come up to you and say, "Hey, I remember you on Vine and with Cody Co, all those things."
Yeah.
So, do you remember what video is the biggest that blew up for you?
Man, the biggest ever, ever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. It's honestly, I think it's this Vine that it's so stupid. It's just like a parody of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Yeah. And it's my wife now, she's my girlfriend at the time. It's just her putting a phone in front of me, and she says, "Who is this bitch?" And then the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire menu comes up. That thing, man, for a year, I'm not exaggerating, a year and a half straight, I would see it on meme pages, and it was just ripped to all whatever. And the first person to steal it was Dan Bilzerian, and that was when he was at his peak.
At his peak, bro.
Yeah,
dude.
And if you look at his Instagram, it's the only. He kind of weirdly has a beef with me now, me and Cody, but for a while, and still might be this way. That's the only comedy video on his Instagram.
Damn, Dan. All right.
Yeah. So
there was something about that y'all connected, dude.
I don't know, man.
Wait, so then what do you mean there's a beef now?
Not like a beef, but me and Cody, we've joked about Dan, and he's joked back at us through comments and stuff. So I don't know how serious it is for him. He called us dorks. I just thought that was him being funny, but
for sure.
he may actually not like us. So I don't know.
There could be some salty tension. We're
maybe.
not sure.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
And then from going to the world of Vine, jumping on a stage, what was that transition like? Because doing comedy from online is completely different.
Yeah, so I actually did stand-up for about 3 years before everything.
Oh,
Word.
Yeah, so stand-up is what motivated me to
Start
use
to
the
create
internet.
in the space, yeah.
Yeah, just because I had, I was working as a computer programmer, so...
Bro.
Yeah.
This is way more fun, right?
It is. No, you know what, man?
Or I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know.
No, writing code honestly is kind of amazing. It's one of the only thing I think that's comparable, honestly, is making beats.
Okay.
It's the only thing that you can do by yourself anywhere, and you can be super creative about it.
Okay, all right.
So
there you go.
Writing code is actually writing code for work. That's not fun.
Yeah, that's not the business.
No, because you're just fixing bugs and.
There's got to be something to that creative spot.
Yeah,
That's got to spark that creative brain in you to be artistic, but also you're in this digital space, and when you connect on something, when you do create that code, that all of a sudden pop. It's yo, okay.
It is a similar feeling, honestly. Yeah. But so the job was good, and I did need the money, so I couldn't always be hanging out late at comedy clubs, which is how you got introduced to people. So I would have more free time during the day and on weekends. So my thought was, all right, for all the times I can't be at open mics and stuff, I'll just sort of make videos, and maybe that could open the door to maybe other comedians, and then maybe kind of just put some attention on me so that I could hit up a booker and be like, yo, give me 7 minutes at a show.
You're creating a network for yourself.
Yeah.
You're creating a family. You're finding your tribe that way.
Yeah, almost, yeah.
Word,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
To have that be a discovery of yours, I mean, was that a part of the game plan all along, or was that something that you did kind of, you know what I mean, find along the way, thinking like, yeah, this is going to be my niche, and this is how I'm going to, you know, create a lane for myself or for others?
That was my thought initially, but I didn't have like a ton of confidence like, oh, this will work for sure.
Yeah.
But as it started to like come together, definitely I would realize like, oh, okay, this is like a reasonable way to go.
That's wild.
Yeah. So it's cool now because honestly, there are a lot of dudes that like either gave me advice or kind of mentored me or just knew me in the beginning, and it's been cool like getting back in the clubs and like reconnecting with those people. And just like, you know, they never switched up. They always thought I was funny. They always gave me support, and they're always like super encouraging. And I think it's like kind of a cool thing to like share with them because they knew me when I first had those thoughts. Yeah, so it's been great.
You got some day ones. You got a lot of day ones.
100%. Yeah.
That's right. And you guys have also found success in your podcast network, which is amazing.
Yeah.
TMG Studios.
Yeah.
Like, how did that come about? Because we know podcasting has been blowing up for a second.
Yeah.
But you guys really wanted to focus on that and find talent to make your own production.
Yeah, it's a bit of like a 2-part thing. The first half of it, I think, is as our show was growing, we kind of just noticed that our audience was getting older, and me and Cody, I think like during COVID, we had time to just try things. So we kind of
world did, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Cody got really into like cooking. He was doing more surfing. He was just getting back to like fitness and stuff he enjoyed. And for me, I think I was exploring more of like, you know, I can be a bit of like a sports head. So I was like just tapping back in a lot with like MMA, and I was like watching a lot of motorsport, and I was getting into motorsport, and I was like, I would race karts pretty frequently. And the more we did these like hobbies and we talk about them on the show, we were finding all these different interests that our audience had. So then I remember thinking like, oh, what if we like kind of carve out a Patreon tier where maybe we kind of do different segments and these people can listen to it. And Cody was like, oh, kind of like a network. And I'm thinking, yeah. So we had that idea.
Damn.
But then as we kind of let the idea cook, we were looking at our studio. It was very small at the time, and we were thinking, okay, if we did want to do a network, could we feasibly do it in this small area? And we said reasonably no. And for the entirety of TMG, we've always we've tried to pay ourselves on our own, and we've tried to keep TMG as like its own business. So all the money that fans would give us, we just like
put it right back.
We put it right back in the business.
Hell yeah.
So we were kind of sitting on cash, and then that's what motivated us to get, you know, big studio space and start to bring people in and build a team. And, you know, from doing that, the fans like 100% see that and they continue to support it. And so, so that was like kind of one half of it is like we were taking what the fans gave us and we wanted to give them things that were like kind of relevant to their life. And then the other part of it is that we've learned a lot. So I think, you know, my philosophy that I've been applying to what we do is like we kind of want to be the, I don't know, HBO of podcasting, where our show roster isn't a ton of shows. It's just like a solid set of shows, and it hits different aspects of whatever. It could be history, murder mystery. Could be, you know, comedy. All of it, we would like a comedic slant, but it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be that way.
But
that's
like,
not what the audience is always calling for.
Yeah, but I think our end goal is like we just want to have like a slate of shows that when people log into the app, they're like, man, I pay a reasonable amount of money and I just get like solid entertainment.
Dog.
Yeah.
How fulfilling is it for y'all to see this you know, I don't want to say dream, but to see this thought, this idea come to fruition?
Yeah, I mean, it's super stressful, but yeah, it's like, it's awesome. Like,
for sure.
Yeah. I love just being able to be in there and just build. And I think we learn a lot, and we always, you know, are just fully appreciative of the talent that we get to sign and how they trust us to kind of help build their vision too. So
that's dope, dude.
Yeah.
And what's coolest thing that you guys have been able to adapt over time, because I've been following the YouTube scene since like
Oh
shoes.
man. Okay.
And so like
Wow.
I remember when like the whole like cringe stuff was going on, the beefs.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
I think like the ultimate was the whole like Jake Paul situation
Yeah.
with you and Cody Cole.
Yeah.
And then like it just getting way too serious. Like wait for what?
Yeah.
And your guys' response was like, what is actually going on?
Yeah.
Like looking back on that to now, like what do you think of that whole time?
Honestly, I think Jake is more self-aware than people realize. I think he kind of knew what he was doing, but I don't think in that moment he anticipated like, oh, dang, I didn't think I'd get clowned like this much. Because someone sent us, like, he made a comment in a later video with his brother where he goes, yeah, you can't like out troll a troll. He's like, I tried that and it didn't work out for me. So
whoa, that's kind of cool saying that y'all
were
the ultimate trolls for a second then.
But yeah, no, that period is so funny. I think YouTube, honestly, in that time, it was almost like wrestling. Like it's very much like
yeah, dude.
Theatrics.
Theatrics. It's like 90s wrestling, man.
Yeah.
It was such a different thing then, but it had to go through that in order to be where it is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
it's evolution. It's a change.
It's pretty great, man. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
dope
good
analogy.
time.
Yeah.
And even since you like said you were doing comedy even before the internet to where it was then to now, I mean, how have you had to like learn from other people and what they've been through to like still be brave enough to get on stage and not get canceled every second?
Honestly, I'm not too worried about that. You know, and I think that's because I've like observed comedy, like stand up specifically, through all of this madness that I've, experienced online. Because I've always just been tapped into stand up, and so I understand kind of the spectrum of where you want to be. And there are guys that go like full edge, don't care, and they have a lane that they kind of work in. And then there are people that want to kind of be that like classic, almost like TV clean and, really just inoffensive. And so I think there is as of now, there's a broad spectrum of comedy. I think when people talk about like getting canceled and stuff, I think it's a strong difference of generation. Yeah. And if you, I don't know, like, I think if you just understand who you're talking to, you could tell jokes, but I think it's just a matter of just adapting, man. Like, people change every 5 or 10 years. I'm sure comics from 20 years ago thought the same thing.
What it sounds like to me is, you have to be a student of the game.
Yeah.
You have to learn. You have to be willing to, do the research in order to be the best version of yourself in your craft.
Yeah.
Because you can't just go out there and just think that you're going to get the success of a, fill in the blank, A-list comedian if you don't understand what they have gone through.
Yeah,
and, like you said, being up there and practicing and going after it and knowing what you're surrounded. It's wild because hearing you say that, I'm not even going to front, dude. I watch The View. I tap into Whoopi Goldberg. Joey Behar. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there.
Oh, my gosh.
But two of the dopest comedians on earth who know and who have spoken to exactly what you're saying there.
Yeah.
It's like things were different at one point in time. Things that we did on stage,
Yeah.
we said the most stupidest stuff. But can you say it now?
Yeah.
I don't know. But you do need to know your audience and know how to deliver.
Well, that's where I say, like, you actually can. Like, there are lanes if you want to be like full edge, you can go there.
100%.
And I think this idea that all young people are kind of like always fired up, I don't think is always true. Because like even in my shows, my humor is pretty dark. Yeah. And there's a lot of young people at my shows that egg me on to go darker. So like they're like, and I'm like, this is my skin. No. But yeah, they're like, dude, Justin Trudeau did blackface. Why don't you? Yeah. No, I'm playing.
But you
There's
have
the dark side.
You gotta
there
know.
Comes the dark side.
You gotta know the audience because
Yeah.
it is possible to go there if it calls for that.
Yeah.
And for you to be a student of the game so much to know that it's important to be able to know how to pivot and to be your best self while you're on stage.
Yeah, and just trying to be true to me as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
I want to hear what you think about the TikTok generation of comedians. We've seen like Matt Rife and like blowing up for different things, but then kind of getting his back turned on by the fans that were helping him. What were you thinking when you were seeing all that happen?
I think he had a lot of eyeballs on what he was doing, and when you're that big, I just think that like that level of fame is scary to me. I think when you look at other there are a lot of stand-ups that are kind of like in their lane, and they're kind of like quietly massive.
Yes.
You know, or it's not as, you wouldn't think they're as massive as they are. And I think that's kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah.
I think Matt unintentionally put, I would say it's almost like 20 years of attention. Like he gained it in like one. Like that.
Not even 1 year.
Yeah.
I mean,
that level of attention, I think, is usually accumulated over a long period of time. So I think when you look at the spectrum of people that had commentary about what he had to say, I think that was like a real harsh reality where he learned like just how popular he was, you know, and maybe his perception of his fame was different. And yeah, I don't know. Like I honestly, I looked at that and it made me like just appreciate my fans, and then also made me scared to ever be super massive. Not because
just yet Netflix.
Not because I'm afraid of what I'm gonna say or anything like that. It's just more like, oh damn, you don't want that level of attention prematurely, I guess.
When you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
People could change real quick.
Yeah.
Dog.
What about last week seeing on stage Natasha Leggero when she?
Oh yeah.
That situation.
Had the tatas out.
Yeah.
Taking your shirt off next set.
Yeah, hey man,
on tour?
it worked for Bert. It can work for Natasha.
There you go.
know, yeah. That's why I'm in the gym, man.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm trying to get sexy. You know?
Hey.
Yeah.
So do you think you're gonna do that on your tour, New Supply?
Yeah. Nah, I don't think so, man. Yeah, there are much buffer comedians out there than me. You know, shout out Jamar Neighbors. You know, I'll never be as huge as him, but. Yeah, no. This tour, I'm just up there doing my dark comedy, you know, talking about dying, stuff like that.
Is that focus dying? No, I want to know what space you were in, what themes you're going to have for us.
Yeah, no, I mean, there is a part of the show, like, dying does scare the shit out of me, so I kind of have, like, I think it's a super relatable, like, concept.
Yeah.
You know, and so, yeah, I talk about that, and then just a little bit about current state of, you know, money and the system, and it gets kind of deep, you know, but there's also like simple stuff in there.
I'm starting to think that Noel's the type of dude that when Elmo just put out asking how everybody was feeling, you were one of them folks that made Elmo cry.
I think I could make Elmo cry.
No.
If I hit him hard enough, he'll be crying. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man. Hey, before we get you up out of here, man, before we crack the mics, we were talking about, let's swing it over to music. I mean, you are hanging out with Z100. We were just shooting shit a little bit. We were just talking like Yo, I mean, your music, dude. I mean, you know, you got family and friends. What are you tapped into? What's on your playlist? Who are some family and some friends? Because you want to definitely show love to some of those folks, dude.
Bro, man. Without a doubt, got to shout out my guys, Paris, Texas, man.
Yeah.
Love those guys. Mega talented. Those guys are, you know, unabashedly my favorite group.
Is music something that you put on before you hit the stage? Like, are you backstage? Are you like, you know what I'm saying, trying to?
No.
What is like the prep with?
Actually, before stage, like if I feel nervous, I try to like hold that, so and like try to, you know, bring it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, before I walk out, I just try to be as me as possible.
Present.
You know? Yeah. It's like a really corny way to put it, but I don't want to go out on stage and feel like I'm doing something extra for the sake of.
The fans don't like that in whatever. We talk about that with artists that pop through here all the time. I mean, you're creating an artwork, an art form, a craft. And if you're not being who you are, no matter how funny the joke is, it's not going to connect. No matter how dope the lyric might be that somebody else may have written, if you can't find that way to connect to it and speak it and sing it and share it, the fans are going to look at you and be like, nah, man,
100%. 100%.
So you being you is what's dope.
Yeah,
Are
Thank you, man.
Team Nikki, Team Meg the Stallion? What's going on?
Oh man, I'm scared of both of those fan bases. You can see I'm a paranoid person.
Yeah. He's looking through the glass window, making sure we don't have any
you're on the
barbs
fence?
pulling up.
Yeah, man.
Even be on the fence, the Barb's still not going to be okay with that.
Yeah, nah.
Didn't he say just a second ago that he was afraid of dying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's not.
That's why I'm afraid of dying. Yeah, because the barbs.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. So how long have you been married for?
About 2 years now.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
2 years married.
Thank
You've
you,
been
yeah.
with her for a while.
Yeah. I've been together a long time.
So what does Valentine's Day look like?
Usually chill. We're both very like, you know, she's cool with just a little something, a little gift, a little, you know.
I think you said it in one of your shows, dude. Like, you know, after 12 years, like, nothing's changed. So it's like, it's just,
yeah.
Like, Valentine's Day for you is a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't know if she'd like to hear that.
I'm just kidding. Maybe not.
No. She definitely likes a little thought, but she doesn't, you know. She doesn't want like too much.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cute.
Yeah.
No, that really is inspiring because, like, especially since you're always on the road meeting new people. Girls
Yeah.
love comedians, so she must feel so happy that you're a real one for her.
Yeah, no, she'll pop out to the shows, and honestly, my crowd is they're very cool, mad respectful. You know, they know what it is, and yeah, honestly, it's pretty great because then comedy is just I'm in this like happy medium where like I get to do something I love to do, but I can still like love doing it. Yeah.
That's the vibe.
And you've been here in New York a lot of times, I'm sure. Like, what is one of your favorite parts of New York City and being around the city?
Oh, I love how much you can do in a day. You know, that's pretty amazing. You know, California, you got to drive everywhere. Yeah, and it takes, your whole day is one thing, you know.
You pop out of the city, man. In 5 minutes, you're at Rockefeller Center. You over here, the Ed Sullivan Theater.
Yeah.
Central Park is over this way.
Yeah.
And you're seeing and slapping fives with hella rats on the
Yeah,
way there.
yeah.
There's a lot to do in New York.
What is one of your like favorite New York memories
Oh, shoot.
that you could talk about?
I hop in the turnstile. I'm so good at that. No, I'm joking.
They have the new
Bing
gates
bong.
coming out.
Yeah, they
It's
do
like
have.
a
Yeah,
little
they have
tougher
new.
now.
Well, I got that blipping device from TikTok. Yeah, I'm bringing my San Francisco tools to the glass gates of the turnstile.
That hurts.
When you hear that, whoosh, that's me.
That's Noel
Free
coming through.
free train.
Now, lastly, Noel, there are tons of kids that want to get on this stage and be just like you one day. What kind of advice do you have?
Don't do it. Get a job.
Stick to coding, fam.
Yeah. No, you're gonna have to have a job if you want to do this, and don't quit. Give it time. Yeah, stand up is a brutal game, and stability is nice in stand up. So yeah, I think if you actually want to pursue stand up, still maintain a career all through it. A lot of comics now I think will tell you that they had a career in something previously and then they pivoted. So nothing wrong with getting a job and nothing wrong with going to school.
And what about the best piece of advice you've been given from a fellow comedian?
I don't think it's a comedian that's specifically given it to me, but I think the biggest thing I've observed is like in the long run, I think people they are very good at detecting like bullshit.
Yeah.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I think I don't know, just like be true to you and try not to get. It's fine. Like I think in comedy or generally, I think in life, you may see someone doing something that you kind of look up to, or it's like a place you want to be. And that's fine, but I think it's good to always like really reflect and think like, what do you actually want, and like what's actually good for you?
Yeah.
Because I think at the end you want to be doing stuff that you actually enjoy, and you don't feel like you spent a bunch of time trying to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of generic, but yeah, I think really focus on you and what you want in life. Yeah.
And I think that's why people have always gravitated towards you
Yeah.
and loved what you've done and your
yeah.
comedy, and you're keeping it going with your tour.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you for being you, for coming by, showing
yeah,
us
of course.
love.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me, man.
come
This
on.
is great.
Yeah. All
Can't
we're
wait
trying
to see
to
you
do
on
is
stage and
make
what
sure
you're
you're
doing
here.
online too.
So
Yeah.
you remember us whenever we need to be on that VIP guest
Yeah,
list.
that's
Hey.
easy. That's easy. That's easy. Yeah, Z100, we got you.
Or that
man.
Netflix code.
Yeah. Easy. Either one.
Noel, you're fan, bro. Open door
thank you, man.
policy from here on out.
Oh,
G.
thank you, man.
For real,
Thank you,
man.
thank you. I'd love to be here.
From the top of the Empire State Building,